Welcome to the quietest ones in the room. Let's give them something to study. I am one of your hosts by the name of Trey. And what I want to talk about in this particular video is how to deal with toxic women. Many of us know some. Maybe you are one. And for the first time, you need to hear exactly how people should proceed in dealing with you. So many of us know women who like to argue, like to criticize, like to slander, like to gossip, just like to create confusion. And many times people don't know how to deal with these individuals, maybe because they themselves get emotional and they allow maybe this toxic woman to drag them into the pit. And what I mean by the pit, I would just say the pit of hell, the pit of confusion. And it's important to understand when this toxic woman is doing this because it's no good for anyone. It's no good for a man. It's no good for women who are around this woman. It's no good for children who are around this woman. It is no good for anyone to be around this type of woman. Even the animals. Let's say even the animals should not be around this woman. But ultimately, I think when you're younger, particularly as a man and as a woman, you may hear from your elders what type of woman this is, how to spot this woman. But because your brain isn't quite fully developed, you don't know how to stay away from this woman, right? So it should certainly be more preventative in terms of staying away from this woman. And the way that you do that is literally to adhere to the words of the elders. I remember when I was younger, I was maybe 14. I'm reading the Bible. I'm seeing all these scriptures about toxic women, their behaviors, why I should stay away from them. It was like a warning sign. It's like, hey, young man, don't even go down that road. Don't even become curious about going down the road of engaging with the toxic woman, the woman who uses flattery, meaning manipulation to get you to do what he wants you to do. That woman, again, who likes to argue and criticize, and everything is based off of falsehoods. And so, a woman around you who turns you against the people around you. These people, these particular women are bad for communities that respect each other. They're bad for people who want families, children, loving relationships. And it's important that if you want to survive in this life, for you to stay away from this person, both male and female, stay away from this toxic woman. She is no good. She's literally trying to find a way to destroy you. And maybe you hadn't thought about that before, but she's definitely trying to destroy you. So, yeah, the first thing would be to be, if you're young right now, navigating this world, definitely understand that there are people who have lived a longer life and thoroughly understand that you should stay and how to stay away from this cantankerous woman. Like Samuel L. Jackson said, like a rock in my shoe. Stay away from that woman at all costs. Get that rock out of your shoe, which I'll jump into now, which is, let's say you're in a situation where, you didn't adhere to the words of the elders. You're an adult. You knew better. Or maybe it wasn't even a matter of you knowing better. You thought that this woman was a decent woman. You thought that this woman was a woman you could trust, who had your back, who was good for you. You could build a family with them, etc. But along the line, you started to see the behaviors of the toxic woman coming out of this individual. And it's like, well, now how do I handle this person? I'm of the belief that what you do with this individual, once you've already established a relationship with them, and let's say you're married or this is your girlfriend or whatever, in particular, let's say you're married to them, it's important to practice patience with this person, because I'm of the belief that when you're with a person like this toxic woman, she's already going to be dealt with. You just have to be patient enough to allow for it to work out. Because if you try to rush the process, you're going to cause far more casualties than necessary. But if you allow God to take care of this woman, it will completely work out in your favor. And so no one really talks about that perspective in terms of how you should truly deal with her. I think typically what you hear is run, get away, do this, that, divorce, etc. Okay. It depends on your dynamic. People say, well, oh, it's binary. Either you're there, either you stay with this person or you leave. But we know that there's a lot of gray space as well. And I think in that gray space, it's important for men to understand that you don't have to do the will of who is going to do what needs to be done. It will be taken care of. You just have to be patient enough yourself to wait on it. And it's hard and it's testy, but you will get through it and you will see a brighter day once this toxic woman is out of your life. But yeah, ultimately, we know who this person is. We know that spirit, that devil. We know that devil is in there. Those legions of demons are in there trying to torment you, because that person is tormented. That toxic woman is tormented by those choices that they made, those spirits that they invited in their life at different points of their life. They're tormented by it. And eventually, if you're doing what you need to do, if you're walking in your purpose and wisdom and peace is at the top of your mind, this person will eventually be out of your life. So, yeah, toxic women, beware of them. Toxic women, cast them away. Toxic women should not be a part of any household, any community that wants peace and wisdom. So get them away from you. Sometimes you even need to call them out. Sometimes you need to call them out. Call out that those behaviors that they have in them. Expose the behaviors. Like call it out by name, because there's power in that, calling those behaviors out by name. Don't just ignore. Just don't allow the wrongdoing of this person to continue without you calling it out. You must call it out. So I want to come to you with that. And again, it's not just about women beware of this toxic woman. I'm sorry, men. It's also about women beware of this toxic woman. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe it's your mother. Maybe it's your sister. So beware and let what needs to be done be done.